He moves through a day that, on the surface, looks fine. He wakes. He answers emails. He delivers what's expected. To everyone else, he's coping. But there is a quiet moment, a pause between tasks, a mirror on the wall, a coffee that no longer hits the spot, where something essential no longer responds. We see the small signs, mornings that require negotiation, workouts that feel hollow, the steady flattening of edges that used to make him feel alive. From where we stand, this does not happen all at once. Energy is not stolen in a dramatic scene. It is drained, drop by drop. Tiny compromises add up. Skipping sleep to finish one more thing, defaulting to fast food, saying yes when he means no, letting stress sit unexamined. The environments he inhabits demand presence but give little back. Decisions become automatic. Over time, what was once a steady charge becomes a low, constant trickle. At first, he explains it away. Age, a busy season, willpower that got weaker. Then the small failures normalize. This is how life is. But a subtle suspicion grows, a question that won't be ignored. Is it only me? The call to change arrives not as a lightning bolt, but as an invitation, a nudge to look closer, to test small things and watch what shifts. He faces little trials, a night with better sleep, a morning without sugar, a walk without screen noise. Each trial reflects something larger. Here is the crucial insight we carry with him. The problem is often systemic, not purely internal. Habits, daily choices, and the surrounding context shape hormone balance and male energy more than myths about willpower. Psychology matters. Gentle, practical habit changes, restored sleep patterns, purposeful movement, clearer boundaries, small nutrition tweaks can naturally support testosterone and revive energy without promises of instant fixes or gimmicks. Understanding becomes relief. For a man in his mid-30s watching this, recognition is the first step toward real transformation. What tiny compromise do you think drains you most? The one you've started to accept? Share your thought below, and in the next video we'll take the first practical step together. He moves through the morning like someone operating on habit. The alarm, the shower, the coffee. On the surface, everything is fine. He meets deadlines, answers messages, gets through a workout that feels more like ticking a box than fueling him. But beneath the routine, small things no longer respond the way they used to. The quick spark of excitement, the steady confidence, the clear focus that used to be easy. A call to change arrives not as drama, but as a quiet nick. A missed moment with his child, a joke that doesn't land, a sense that his best self is slipping into background noise. He pauses, curious, then shrugs it off. Denial is comfortable. Normalization is easier. This is just how it is now. Yet that shrug doesn't solve anything. It only lets the drain continue, drop by drop. He tries obvious fixes. More coffee in the afternoon, later nights scrolling for relaxation, a protein shake poured down with the same autopilot that runs his day. Each small experiment reveals something important. The quick fixes change nothing. They expose the real pattern. Energy isn't simply lost. It is redirected and diminished by tiny, repeated decisions and environments that demand presence but give little back. From an outside view, it's clear this is systemic, not a failure of will, but a set of living conditions and choices stacked against his vitality. Work that rewards constant availability, spaces that cut him off from natural light and movement, habits that fragment sleep, social pressures that equate busyness with worth. These are the slow thieves. Understanding brings relief. Seeing the pattern lifts blame. It opens the possibility that modest, consistent shifts can restore momentum. Boundaries that preserve time to sleep, short bursts of movement that reclaim fight and mood, sunlight in the morning that helps the body's rhythms. Small changes add up. And importantly, reframing success away from nonstop, doing toward meaningful presence begins to return not just energy, but identity. What small, repeated part of your day feels like a slow drain? Share one detail in the comments, a single thing you notice and want to change. In the next video, we'll explore the first practical habit he tries and why it matters. Curious? Stay with it. He moves through the morning like a man on familiar rails. Wake, shower, coffee, out the door. On the surface, nothing is wrong. We see him answer emails, carry boxes, nod through a meeting. But from where we stand, the small leaks add up. The late nights, the skipped workouts, the constant low-level stress. Each choice is a drop taken from a supply he assumes is endless. A quiet call to change begins not with drama but with a moment, a missed laugh, a map misread, a train of thought that slips away. He pauses. For the first time in months, he notices the pattern. Energy is being siphoned by routines and environments that expect presence without giving back. It isn't weakness. It's wear. He tests the waters with tiny trials. One morning, he goes to bed an hour earlier. Another day, he walks outside at noon and feels his mood lift with the sun. He swaps a late sugary snack for eggs and finds focus that afternoon. He tries a short, heavy lift, 3 sets, purposeful, quick, and later that day his shoulders feel more solid, his posture a touch prouder. These are small experiments, not cures, but they reveal something important: shifts compound. As he pieces these moments together, an insight forms. The problem isn't only inside him. It's partly the culture around him. Unending notifications, jobs that value availability over rest, habits that reward immediate convenience. The path forward isn't about brute willpower or a magic fix. It's about simple, sustained changes that respect how the body and mind actually rebuild. Consistent sleep, focused resistance training, whole foods, sunlight, fewer stimulants, clearer boundaries, and real social connection. Psychology matters too. Identity, habit stacking, and small wins create momentum. The relief is immediate. Understanding replaces blame. He realizes he can design his days so they give back energy instead of taking it. What one small change could you try this week to stop the slow drain? Leave a comment below. Your experience matters. In the next video, we'll walk through practical, day-by-day habits you can start tomorrow to naturally support energy and male vitality. He starts small, out of curiosity more than conviction. The morning after a restless night, he sets an alarm 30 minutes earlier and goes outside with no phone. The light is thin, the air is cool, and for the first time in months he notices his breathing. Later he takes a short walk after lunch instead of scrolling through messages. He swaps one sugar-heavy snack for an egg and some greens. He tells a colleague, "Not now," to protect a quiet hour. Each action feels modest, almost silly, and each one takes a tiny piece of the fog away. From the outside his day looks the same, but inside, something is shifting. He notices he can follow a thought farther without losing it. He feels a small steadiness in the afternoon slump. Sleep comes a little easier the nights he stops blue light before bed. When he moves with resistance twice a week, it's not about sculpting muscle. It's about sending a clear message to his body that it matters, that it should adapt and respond. These little trials reveal a pattern. It isn't lack of will. It's a steady leakage. Too many late nights, too many screens, too many unbroken hours of stress, meals eaten standing up, sunlight missed. The environment asks for presence, but rarely gives back rest. The system around him, work rhythms, social expectations, endless alerts, slowly rebalances him away from energy. That's the crucial insight the narrator sees in him. The problem is systemic, not merely moral. Self-blame thins out. Curiosity replaces shame. He learns to test changes like a scientist, not a martyr. Small wins compound. Better sleep supports clearer choices. Clearer choices support better movement. Better movement supports steadier mood and a hormonal environment that can thrive. There's no dramatic overnight fix. There is a gradual reclamation, practical and human. Try one small change this week: a walk after lunch, a no-phone hour before bed, a protein-focused breakfast. Tell us, which one will you try? Leave a comment about your choice. And in the next video, we'll map simple routines you can start this week to support natural energy and testosterone health. He goes through the experiments almost without announcing them. The same man who once blamed himself for being tired now watches what happens when he nudges the day in small, deliberate ways. The narrator knows each choice before he does. The phone left in another room, the curtains open to sunlight, the plate with eggs and whole grain rather than a sugary pastry. These aren't dramatic fixes. They are tiny tests of what his body and mind respond to. At first, change is tentative. A morning walk feels like a small rebellion against the habit of scrolling. 2 20-minute strength sessions a week feel like an obligation he might skip, and then become the part of the week that makes him feel capable. He notices patterns. Late nights with screens pull the afternoon taut and slow, heavy. carb-heavy lunches lead to the slump that follows. When he swaps a late snack for a short, brisk walk, the mid-afternoon fog lifts. When he cuts back on alcohol and adds consistent sleep windows, mornings stop feeling like a slow climb. The narrator sees the shape of something larger. Energy drains are not moral failures. They are accumulations of small, repeated choices and environments that demand presence without giving back recovery. Stress, sleep loss, weak movement habits, processed food, and constant digital stimulation quietly push physiology out of balance. The important discovery isn't a single answer. It's a system that can be shifted. He learns simple levers that support vitality and healthy testosterone levels. Better sleep, strength work, steady protein, sunlight, less late alcohol, and real social time. The changes are modest, evidence-based, and human. They protect energy instead of demanding it. Each small win, a clearer afternoon, a lighter mood, more consistent workouts, builds confidence. The psychological change is as vital as the physical. He stops waiting for a dramatic fix and starts stacking tiny, repeatable wins. Which small change could matter most to you this week? Share one step you might try in the comments. In the next video, we'll build a realistic plan from these experiments, routines, and environment shifts you can actually keep. He hears the call, quiet at first, a gut-level prompt that something is asked you. Not dramatic, not urgent, just persistent. From our vantage, we see how he responds. Not with a grand overhaul, but with tiny, deliberate experiments. He sets an earlier bedtime for 3 nights. He trades one evening drink for a walk in sunlight. He adds 2 short strength sessions to his week. Each change is small enough to try and honest enough to fail sometimes. These are not magic fixes. They are probes into a life that has been eroding in small, steady increments. Sleep longer on a few nights, and he notices mornings feel less foggy. Move heavier weights twice a week, and his posture and confidence nudge upward. Cut down late-night scrolling, and his mood stabilizes, making it easier to say no to a second task at midnight. None of these moves instantly restores what's been lost, but they reveal a pattern. Energy is responsive when the environment and habits align. We see his resistance, too. The voice that equates rest with laziness, the fear that boundaries at work will cost him respect, the awkwardness of asking for support. Those psychological barriers are as real as caffeine or screens. Addressing them is part of the work. He practices saying, "I need to clock off by 8, and notices colleagues adapt. He shares his plan with a friend and gains a workout partner who keeps him honest. Crucial insight settles in slowly. This isn't only about willpower or age. It's systemic. Long days of fragmented sleep, constant low-level stress, financial and social expectations. They drain the systems that support male energy and hormonal balance. The hopeful part is that systems can be shifted. Small, consistent habit changes create feedback that restores momentum. Better sleep improves recovery. Regular strength work supports muscle and confidence. Fewer late-night stimulants improve hormonal rhythms. Curiosity hangs in the air. What small, repeatable change could start your own chain of improvements? Leave a comment with the one habit you'd be willing to try this week. In the next video, we'll map a simple 7-day plan that brings these experiments into a clear, doable routine. He sits at the kitchen table, hands wrapped around a warm mug, watching sunlight move across the counter. The voice inside him, quiet for years, now asks a different kind of question, not "what's wrong with me?" but "what can I change?" From a distance, the day still looks fine. Up close, it has been shaped by small choices that slowly stole his energy. The revelation feels neither dramatic nor scary. It feels practical. The path forward isn't a single fix. It's a set of sensible shifts that work together. Start with what the body needs most: consistent sleep, regular movement, and food that fuels instead of fogs. Sleep is not optional. It's when hormones reset and the brain decides if you're ready for another day. Move in ways that build strength, short, regular resistance sessions, because muscle signals vitality to the whole system. Choose simple meals of real food, enough protein, and fewer empty carbs or late-night snacks that confuse appetite and hormones. Stress isn't just a feeling, it's a slow tax on energy. Small practices, deep breaths, one focused break between tasks, a clear end to the workday. Lower that tax. Reduce alcohol and chemical clutter where you can. Sunlight, fresh air, and time with people who make you laugh are not extras. They are the environmental supports that let small biological changes hold. Psychology matters as much as biology. Replace all-or-nothing thinking with small, repeatable wins. 1 extra hour of sleep 2 nights a week, 3 short strength sessions, moving dinner earlier. These are not heroic. They are sustainable. Structure your day so key choices become automatic. Plan the grocery run, set a bedtime alarm, put gym shoes by the door. Systems beat willpower. He practices these things with patience. The tension eases. Energy nudges upward. Confidence returns, not from a single measurement, but from quiet evidence. Better mornings, clearer focus, more interest in what used to feel flat. Curious which first step makes the biggest difference in everyday life? Leave a brief comment about the one habit you change. In the next video, we'll walk through a simple, realistic morning routine designed to help you start reclaiming energy without gimmicks. He wakes the same way he always has: alarm, coffee, the steady rhythm of doing what must be done. From the outside, the day is fine. Inside, energy is quieter, step down a notch that makes everything feel slightly heavier. We follow him through that quiet erosion until the pattern becomes clear. It is not a single loss, but a slow leak. Small compromises, automatic choices, and environments that demand his presence without returning vitality have added up. At first there is denial, then normalization. Later, a small, uneasy noticing. This isn't just about age or willpower. He tries quick fixes, a jolt of caffeine, another late-night scroll, and learns they only paper over the problem. The turning point comes not with drama, but with understanding. He sees the system around him: sleep cut short, movement traded for sitting, stress left unmanaged, routines that reward busyness over recovery. When the cause shifts from "I'm failing" to "this is fixable," resistance softens. Change appears as tiny trials. He commits to 1 extra hour of sleep for a week. He steps outside each morning for 10 minutes of sunlight. He chooses a single strength exercise twice a week and swaps a processed snack for a whole food option. Each small success is a quiet proof that energy can be rebuilt, drop by drop. Psychology matters. Fewer harsh judgments, clearer priorities, and real rest become part of the plan. This is not about gimmicks or quick promises. It's about simple, sustainable habits that support his body and mind: sleep, movement, stress management, connection, and purposeful routines. Together, these habits create an environment where natural hormonal balance and daily vitality can return. Curiosity. Imagine how different a month could look if you treated your energy like a system to steward, not a fault to shame. Tell us in the comments, what one small habit will you change this week? If you want practical first steps, watch the next video. We'll lay out a clear, 7-day plan to start rebuilding your energy and supporting testosterone naturally.